So RuPaul has taken a break from social media. So he's deleted his Twitter and his official Instagram account. Currently has no posts. According to Page 6, RuPaul is done being scrutinized online. The article claims he was criticized for not engaging enough with the Black Lives Matter movement. He was also called out for not having enough diversity on his show, RuPaul's Drag Race, and for being rude to some of the contestants. You know, Lindsay, number one, do you judge people's social media platforms, especially if they have large platforms and then they don't use it to call for justice? And number two, I just want to hear from you personally if you've ever had to take a break from social media.
So I usually don't use social media as a barometer to tell how much people are actually doing, because sometimes the loudest people are actually doing the least. And I know like, in the case of, let's say, Jay-Z, he doesn't even have social media, or he does have a Twitter and never uses it, but he's done so much for Black Lives Matter. Him and Beyonce together have done so much for prison reform that they're not posting about often. So I tend to lean towards the quieter people, but I do think that RuPaul has a point in taking a break, because I've been overwhelmed by social media and went from taking months off to just taking days off. Every week I make sure that I'm not on social media any form for several days in a row, at least a couple days. It changes every week, but whenever I can, just take a break, because I know that it can be taxing, especially on a grown adult. I know that it can be taxing on kids, it can be taxing on your relationship, because you're just in this vortex studying other people's lives, and it's really all like their best self. You're not even seeing their day-to-day, and sometimes you judge yourself on their best self, which is unfair.
Amen. It's everyone's highlight reel. I get very, social media can make me very depressed now, very anxious. You seem like you have that perfect balance. And call me out if I'm wrong, but I feel like that you don't let social media dominate you. You don't compare yourself. Is that true?
Well, I have a juggling act, because I have this job that I love. I have another job I love in stand-up comedy, which I try and make people laugh on my social media. But let's be honest, the last couple 6 months, forever, stuff hasn't really been that funny. So I have to kind of balance that line. And Lindsay, you know this, and Sam as well. You guys prepare for the show more than anybody that I know. And I know that when you open your mouth to speak, you have educated yourself on what you're about to say. I have a lot of comic friends that are like, dude, I'm a goofy comic. I'm getting DMs to speak up on this issue and that issue, and I don't know, and I don't want to say anything that's wrong. So like sometimes people don't say anything because they don't really know what they're talking about, and that's okay too. I think we'd all be a lot better off if people didn't try and speak on everything, but maybe just spoke on the issues that they felt that they were more experts in.
It's beautiful. Take a beat, right?
That's right. It's okay. If you don't say anything, if you don't know, don't talk.